Hi, fellow travelers. It's me, Shary, here on the MS Insignia. We are traveling around the world, and we're heading from Central America to San Diego, down through the Hawaiian Islands, and down to the South Pacific. On this journey, we had the wonderful opportunity to interview Leslie John, the cruise director, man of many talents, and I think you'll enjoy this. So here we go.
Acapulco was our first scheduled stop in Mexico. It's been a tourist destination for decades, and it's well developed. The beach is semicircular in shape and has nice sandy beach across much of it. It still has some kind of a country feel to it. There are still fishermen there, and we came across a fisherman selling his wares right along the main promenade along the beach. The ship was actually docked, and it was fairly close to the center of town. You could get off the pier and walk into town and enjoy a stroll without any real great effort. There are also some tourist sites like the Fort of San Diego right across from where the ship was docked, so it made it easy to get around on your own if you wanted to. It is a touristy kind of spot. There are plenty of places to grab a drink or have something to eat along the beach, and it is a tropical paradise with flowers and a tropical feel to it the whole way. The next stop was supposed to be Cabo San Lucas. Unfortunately, there was a front going through, and the captain decided that it really wouldn't be possible for us to make Cabo San Lucas, so we had to skip that and head straight toward San Diego. Despite the reports of bad weather in Cabo, the trip to San Diego was relatively uneventful with nice, smooth sailing. Cruise ship harbor is really kind of in the heart of town. There are ferries there for traveling across the bay. There's also some naval exhibits. And a hop-on, hop-off trolley is also there with a little eating establishment right on the dock. In fact, you can see the ship from that eating establishment. We decided we'd take the trolley and visit some of the sites around San Diego. The trolley took us really all over San Diego, but we spent quite some time on Coronado Island where there's some SEAL training that goes on. There's a naval installation. The town itself is pretty cool. It has some beautiful beaches along the sides, and there are some wonderful Victorian homes, which turns out were actually built not on the island, but built off the island and then transported by barges to the island for assembly. Kind of cool. Then it was time to head out across the Pacific. The ship pushed off from the dock and then slowly backed out away from the other ships that were present. You can see this Princess ship that was right up on us as we exit the port and move out into open water. There were Coast Guard vessels as well as a couple of tugs to help maneuver the ship as we moved out and to keep us safe and not hitting any obstructions or finding ourselves floundering or having other problems. What followed were several days at sea during the Pacific crossing. And we took the opportunity to speak with Leslie John, the cruise director, about the role of the cruise director and how that job changes when you have a 180-day cruise. I hope you enjoy it.
So I think every passenger on board the ship probably sees you in the morning on that morning broadcast about what's going on the ship, but we also see you throughout the boat, all across the ship. So can you give us kind of a clue as to what the scope of the job is of the cruise director, what it is that you have your hands around?
It's a fulfilling job from the very beginning because it covers so many areas. There is a structure that we utilize here at Oceana. We plan the activities. We create new activities. We have guest entertainers flying in and out. We also have our resident performers, that cocktail pianist, our string quartet, and more. And in between that time, it is my job to kind of glue everything together. I have the opportunity to be around at the restaurants throughout all meals, and I get to say hello to the guests, talk to them, get to find out what they would like to have happen, especially on a cruise that is divided into segments that ultimately is 180 days. So it's a lot of fun. I do have that 2-hour window in the afternoon where I lay my head down.
That's your time.
That's my time. Please do not beep me. Do not call me. That is that time. And then you get refreshed all over again. But it's fun.
So we've seen that you're a man of many talents. You can do a lot of different things. How is it that you got into this kind of a role? Can you tell us the path?
Sure. I started as an entertainer in Los Angeles. And one day, before I was legal to be in a nightclub, I'm in a nightclub performing. And a gentleman.
I hope the statute of limitations is over.
It's over. It's over. Absolutely over. And you're there and you're singing and you're studying your craft and you're performing. And a gentleman comes up to me and he says, "Have you ever taken a cruise?" And I thought he was joking. I said, "No, I've never taken a cruise. My parents have never taken a cruise." He said, "Well, I'd like you to hire you to come on for 1 week and be the headline." That's the way he phrased it. The headline entertainer. I think, oh, okay. Anyway, I discussed it with everybody and I went. It was during Easter week, so I had that Friday to Friday off. That's when the cruise was. I was the headline entertainer, and Charles Schulz of Peanuts fame was the guest lecturer. And so you sat there and you were looking at the company I was in, and it was before cruising became before Love Boat.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started thinking, okay, this is cool. Then they asked me to come back for another time, and I couldn't go while school was going on, so I went in the summer to a cruise to Alaska, and Rod Serling was on board.
Wow.
And it's great to meet these people at a book signing or at a concert or something like this. But when you spend a week with them and you see them each and every day. So I have 2 wonderful mementos for both Charles Schulz and Rod Serling. Now I got into the hang of it. I would do a cruise 1 week, and then I'd go play a club in Vegas or in New York, then I'd come back and do a cruise. And I found that I was missing the life of being on a cruise. I decided to stop performing full time, and they said, "Why don't you be a cruise director?" I said, I don't think so. They said, "Try it." I did, and all this time later, I'm still here. And when we opened Oceana, since I started all of the ships, and I've opened all of our ships, the layout is basically the way I made it.
You got to set the tone.
I set the tone.
Now you brought something up just a moment ago I want to go back to, and that was, the unique nature of this particular cruise, because it is 180 days.
Right.
Does that pose any unique challenges for you as a cruise director and the entertainment team?
Absolutely. There's a line in a Christmas song, kids from 1 to 92. And basically, you have a group of people, all different ages, all different nationalities, with all different interests. And you have 180 days to try to give them something to look forward to each and every segment.
Anything else you want to tell us?
That I'm having a great time.
So are we, so we're good. Well, thanks very much.
Thank you.